Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for June 9th of 2025 is titled Between Scylla and Charybdis. So what do we see here? Well, here we see two relatively newly discovered objects. And in fact, objects are constantly searched for. And there are a lot of amateur astronomers who will spend time searching various areas of the sky looking for new objects to be able to discover them. And astronomy is kind of unique as a science in many ways, where an amateur astronomer can actually make significant contributions to the field. So that's kind of hard to do in something like, particle physics to be able to do that. But here in astronomy, amateur astronomers can search the sky and find new objects because there are still many objects out there to be discovered. And some things that we search for are different types of nebulae. We want to find things like supernova remnants. And that's what Scylla is. Scylla is an example of a supernova remnant that has been recently discovered. Or perhaps I would say a supernova remnant candidate. So it's listed as a candidate, meaning that it still needs a little further study to be able to confirm that that is exactly what it is. So that is what is centered on the image there, and a supernova remnant is what happens at the end of the life of a star. Now, the remnants don't last for a very long time. So after a few million years, they will be gone. So compared to other objects that we look at, such as stars and star clusters and galaxies, they are extremely short-lived. So here we get to see an example of one just recently discovered, looking at its glowing in the red light of hydrogen and the blue light of oxygen, as we have seen in other images recently. Now, that's not the only nebula in this region. We can see Charybdis up there towards the upper right labeled, and that is not a supernova remnant, but is actually a candidate for a planetary nebula. So again, studies of that, future studies will be able to confirm perhaps that it is indeed a planetary nebula. For now, it is considered a planetary nebula candidate, but one that had never been known before. So these are both recently discovered objects that will continue to be studied and will help us to better understand these types of nebulae. So both of them are stages at the end of the life of a star. A supermassive star will become a supernova, exploding outward and expanding that nebula out into space. A lower mass star, and in fact most stars, will become a planetary nebula. That would include something like our own sun, where the outer layers will be expelled outward into space, and the core will remain behind as a white dwarf. For a supernova, what could be left behind could be nothing. In certain types of supernovae, could be a neutron star or a black hole, something extremely compact, much more compact than the already super dense white dwarf that would form at the center of a planetary nebula. So here we get to see two of those relatively recently discovered candidates at this point. So that was our picture of the day for June 9th of 2025. It was titled Between Scylla and Charybdis. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be Leaky Space Orb. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.